What's up, guys? It is March 18th, and I welcome you to this edition of Eric's Recommendations. And today we're going to do a spotlight on Chris Bachalo. All right? Are you guys ready? Here we go. All right. Adding some soundtrack to it. So let's get going. Today, what I'm trying to do is, what's up, Rooster Puncher? How's it going, man? Trying to put a spotlight on different artists that I like and that I've enjoyed, but also recommend some books to you guys if you have not read them. They're good reads and would definitely recommend them. So that is the purpose of the Wednesday edition of Eric's Recommendations. And I really should add a episode number just to keep track. This would be episode number 4, I believe. We've done Barry Windsor Smith with Weapon X. We did, last week was Lineal U and the Silent Dragon. And then we did John Romita Jr. and Cable, his little Cable run he did, and a run on Punisher. So, anywho, let's talk about some Chris Bachalo. Let me set up my camera real quick, and I will be right back. All right. Good deal. So right here, you are looking at a very special, personalized sketch to me by the man Chris Bachalo himself. And it's of the comic we're going to talk about today, Steampunk, Cole Blacksmith, right here. So one of the series that I'm going to recommend is the Steampunk series, and I came across it in, gosh, what an art college. Let me see here. Here are some of the covers here. So I do have the whole series. It's issues 1 to 12. And then, let's see here. Here's number 1. It's hiding. I got this one signed. So I remember I was in art college, and so around 2000, around the early 2000s, and I found out about this series, and my friend Richard, he worked at a comic shop, and so I think he owed me money or something. I'm like, all right, well, just get me these copies of these books. And so he went out and he got me, as many as he could possibly find, and I was able to get the whole set. So it's kind of awesome, but Chris Bachalo has a very different style. Very, as you can tell from this cover, sorry if there's a bit of a glare, but I mean, look at the detail and just the amount of stuff that's in there. If I had to color this, I'd be like going cuckoo, trying to figure out what is what and trying to make sense of all this. But it's super cool. So, anyway, I have the collected editions as well. So they do have the collected edition. If you have trouble finding all the back issues, all the single issues, they do have the collected editions. So I got this one, I think in a pull box or something at a convention, and then I saw that Chris Bachalo posted something. He was selling different. I think I got. Let me see. It was a SpiderMan, the Gauntlet that he illustrated, And he posted something on social media, and I was like, oh, cool, like I want that. So I contacted him and was like, yeah, I want that. And so he mailed it to me. And when I got it back, or when I got the comic, it had his address on it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I want to do something cool for this guy. I want to draw him a picture. And so I drew him a picture of Cole Blacksmith, and then the two other characters, I forget their names, but it's the dude with the feathers and the cap, and this guy. I forget their names. It's like Scum and something else. But so I drew him a picture of Cole Blacksmith at a drawing board, and he's like drawing, and there's like a pile of, like crumbled up papers, and then these two are behind them. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do something cool for this guy. So I sent it to him, and then I told him I wanted the second edition of this too, because I didn't have it, and he happened to have it. So he signed that for me, and then he sent this along with it. So that was kind of cool. So I was like, sweet, man. So got a little personalized, for Eric Bachalo. That was 2015. So and it said, Eric received a wonderful gift in the mail today. Thank you, Bachalo. So there you have it. My little special Bachalo story. So anyway, what I love about Chris Bachalo and his style, he does a lot of different things. I don't know if he made this particular technique up, but he uses it a whole lot. So I imagine he did. But where you're following this character, he's like silhouetted up here, and he's running around the whole entire page. And then you follow him all the way down here. So he does that a lot. And it's just a really cool technique. So he's using the entire page, and you get to follow him. And there's a little, breakout panel kind of focuses on him. So, I'd call his style uncanny. And it's like old school London or something, very steampunkish. And the story focuses on this guy, Cole Blacksmith, who has this animatronic arm. And yeah, there's like a love interest, there's your villains and all kinds of stuff. But very cool story. You can get the collected editions and 12 issues. The only bummer is when you get to the very last issue, you could tell that they made it so it would continue on, and it stops here. So they never technically finished it, but yeah, just a super cool adventure, type story. The villain is awesome. Then you have this guy, Absinthe, or is he Absinthe? I forget. Faust. His name is Faust. That's it. Absinthe is the main bad guy. Really creepy and cool. And then you have Faust, and he's like the ancient magician assassin dude who is like hard to kill. It's creepy and cool. And I actually used to own this print signed by Chris Bachalo and Richard Friend. And speaking of Richard Friend did all the inking duties. Joe Kelly wrote it, created, drawn, and written by Chris Bachalo and Joe Kelly. So Chris Bachalo created this along with Joe Kelly. And then you got Richard Friend inking all the stuff. So there you go. So definitely recommend this. Covers are awesome. Let me show you some of this. Is Faust. He plays a crazy flute. And what else we got? Again, I showed you that one. There's that chick. There is the love interest. I won't go into that because it might give it away a bit. And then, so just he's got this great style, great use of blacks, and then even sometimes whites, like this one, where it's like the background is just all white. So really good use of like positive and negative space. Really good, crazy style. All right, so that is my first recommendation. I do have a few because I've read a few things by him that I would definitely recommend. So, but first, because I have all these old issues, and I found this. This is DC Vertigo. This is Shade, And I think this is, one of his first series that he actually did. And I found this in a box at a show or something a while ago. But yeah, so this is like his first start. He got his start with DC and Vertigo. Here's another one, Death, Neil Gaiman, Chris Bachalo. So, and then all of you probably know this guy, Generation X. Yeah, so he worked on the first, gosh, I don't know how many issues of that. This one is one that I remember, getting way, way back. I might have been in high school at the time. I forget. It was a long time ago. But I remember getting this, reading it, and then, I think I sold a bunch of comics, and then I found it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Chris Bachalo did this. But very early style, kind of more of that superhero-y kind of look. Really detailed, though. Still with the stuff just flying around everywhere. But I was like surprised to see it was Chris Bachalo. I was like, wow. So anyway, when I find an artist I like, I'll go back and just kind of find old stuff that they've done and just kind of look into it. So got a bunch of Generation X. And a fun fact, did you know that Gen 13 was originally going to be called Gen X? But because Marvel was going to do Generation X, they changed it to Gen 13. Here's a cover for the X-Men he did. So very, very cool use of space and just good layouts. I like looking at his stuff. It's just fun. It's a fun, different style. And for me, if you know me, I love like Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri and all those guys. So this is kind of like a departure from those guys and just gives you a cool, I don't know, just something cool and fun to look at. Inkwell, good morning. How you doing, sir? What else? Dun, 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 dun. Before I get to my two other recommendations, here's just some covers I pulled out that he's done. I love his covers. He does the letters sometimes himself. Another example of that, X-Men. And then I love when he uses the white. And actually, he does his colors too, especially in the newer stuff that he does. He does colors as well. So, dude is super talented, and I assume he's really fast, or at least he's able to keep a good schedule because the man is always working, always has books coming out. More recently, he's done, here's this one you guys may have all seen, X-Men 360. There was a bunch of covers they did like this with all the chromium and blah, blah, blah. Uncanny X-Men #1 he did when they started this look. Doctor Strange, he did the new Doctor Strange series when they picked up at #1. I had these all signed at a like a local, well, not too local, but it's up in Ontario, not too far from me, and he was there. And a while back I heard that he does not do shows a lot, and I saw that he was going to be there, and I'm like, I'm going to take a butt ton of comics and just get them signed. So there's #2. He signed there down there. But Tim Townsend is usually inking his work, which is awesome because he's a really good inker, and yeah, makes his stuff look really good. Another one, Hunt for Xavier. Showed you that one already. But yeah, so in the newer stuff that he does, he's doing his colors, and I do have a lot of the Doctor Strange ones. I've read them; they're pretty good. My only, like, my other recommendations, I'm not going to recommend this per se, but my other ones, I just think there is more to it. I feel like if he's doing the, pencils and colors, I feel like it gets a little more quicker, and there's not so many of those panels that stand out to me as much. It's still good, but these other ones I'm going to show you just kind of stood out to me a little bit more and were a little more fun to read. So, on to those. Boom, 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 boom. This one was, I think it's only a 3-issue little series. So this one would be probably easy to find. Brand New Day, The Amazing Spider-Man, and it goes from 555 to 557. And the reason I like this one is because this crazy villain that he brings out, just when you open the comic and you see this guy and the amount of detail and time he spent on him, it's like trippy and blows my mind. So I really love looking at this guy in the book. Plus, it's got Wolverine in there. They threw Wolverine in there, and so it's Spider-Man and Wolverine, and they fight these guys. Again, I love his use of color, and it's like these guys are in color, the rest is black and white, and it works. It's awesome. So there is that series. Dun, 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 dun. Very minimalistic cover there. Comics Expose. Hey, Eric, which of the tiers on your campaign come with signed comics? So there's the $20 comic, which is the regular cover. That's not signed. Anything above and beyond $25 is signed. So if you get the signed and thank you, it comes signed. You get your name on the thank you page, and then anything beyond that. So any of the variant covers, they will come signed, and even the prints. And yeah, if you get the early bird special, they all come signed as well. So the only one that won't come signed is obviously the digital, and then the $20 price point one. But everything else will be signed. I hope that answers your question, sir. And thank you for asking. All right. I really want to break one of these open and just check out this villain. Just show you the amazingness of him. Let's see if I can find one quickly. Sometimes the villain doesn't show up for an issue or so. There's Wolverine. Watch, the villain's not even going to be in here. Really cool panel layouts too. I love how he lays out a page. But gosh, look at that. There's just so much going on there. It's crazy. The snow. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so like I thought, he does not appear in that one. It's tricky. Gotta find the right one. He's got to be in the second. It's got to be in the second. All right. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Check out that beast. That's just super cool. I love that. Creepy face. But like, oh wow, Spider-Man is fat. Or maybe that's not Spider-Man. Someone pretending to be Spider-Man. It's like, whoa, Spider-Man got fat all of a sudden. So yeah, so I love looking at this character, and I love his artwork. All right, so I'll give you a little preview. There's even a cooler shot, and it must be in the last book, issue 557. But if you want to check out my recommendation, you can see it for yourself. All right, so that was The Amazing Spider-Man, Brand New Day, 555 to 557. All right, and then last but not least. Last but not least. Where is it? All right. So then there's this one. All right. So unfortunately, Bachalo did not do any of the covers. I think it's Dave Johnson did all the covers for this series. But this is a 6-issue series. Marvel Knights, Captain America. Townsend doing the inks. And the way I found out about this, that he did this series, is that I actually saw some images of the pencils and inks online. And I was like, no way, he did some Captain America? So let me take a second real quick and bring up my screen, and I'll show you some of the stuff from the series rather than flipping through it all. I'll show you what I found. Share my screen. So this on the right side here, this is one of the images that I saw online. And I was like, holy crap. I got to find out what that was from, and I wanted to get it. So that is from issue 21, so that's the first issue. Let's see. Here's an image from the beginning of the book. So I just loved what he did with Captain America, and just the way he draws them is just, different. It's unique. I love the shield. See if I can find any other images. I don't think I saw too many other images from the book, but there's like a whole fight scene This is not from that series. That might just be work they did. Here's another image. Focus. It's kind of blurry. Yeah. So, and here is the pencils and inks. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. So look at his penciling. Can I blow this up? Let me see. It's on Pinterest. Hold on, let me try something else. Come on. I'm trying to double tap to get the view image thing. All right, so it's not working. Anyway, you can just take a look at his pencils and just, you know, I'm trying to imagine being the inker on that. And look what Tim Townsend did to bring all that to life. It looks super good. Looks really good. So, yeah, I'd hate to be his inker just because oh my gosh, I could not make sense of all that. But anyway, I love it. That is a really good series. You can check out Captain America in a different kind of style. And I saw, where's this at? There's something else I saw. This is pretty cool. This is just Chris Bachalo fooling around doing little, probably sketches on comic backing boards. But that is that. So yeah, maybe because it's older, I can't find the stuff now. Here's the colored version of that. But there you go. All right, back to the stream we go. Probably some skipping going around. All right, so there you have it, folks. Chris Bachalo, if you're watching, thanks, my man. Thank you for doing a great job on all your stuff. You're an awesome artist. And thank you for the art you gave me. Cool deal. All right, let me set up my camera and I'll do some coloring. I'll finish up the Batman Beyond artwork I was doing yesterday. So let me set my camera up and I'll be right back. And I did forget to mention, that is issues 21 to 26. I don't know if I mentioned that. So that is that whole series there. Cool deal. And I remember around the time I did the Marvel sketch cards. I did a Captain America series when they did the first Avenger movie. They did the card series, and I did a bunch of sketch cards. And I remember I was reading this at the time. And so my style was very heavily influenced by Chris Bachalo. So, I probably have them on DeviantArt, actually. I post up on a lot of the sketch cards I did on DeviantArt. So, if you go to my DeviantArt page, if you go to my website, ericminotowskiart.com, there's a gallery section tab. If you click the gallery tab, it'll take you right to my DeviantArt page. And you can see a bunch of the sketch cards I did of that. So, all right, let's get coloring. Let me get my mind on straight. Remember where I was. So I really don't have too much to go. I have to finish the bottom and finish up just the figure here, and then that should be it. Cool deal. Markers. All right. Well, I hope you guys are doing good. Hope the quarantine is treating you well. This is day number 3 for us, and it's been fun. Kinda. I wish it wasn't raining. If the weather wasn't crappy here in California, it'd be more bearable. But right now, it's raining and can't really go outside, so the kids are stuck indoors. So you can imagine it gets a little crazy. It gets a little crazy. All right, so this is my 30% gray, and I'm gonna darken up Batman Beyond's head. So I'm just trying to darken up his figure. I'll still leave some highlights around his figure. Show where the light is hitting. And remember what I said yesterday, if you were with me, it takes darkness to create light. So if you want to make something seem brighter, you got to make the other stuff darker. All right. Go lighter here. And go darker on the fingers. One of the things I like about Chris Bachalo is his style. It's just like, you know, the way he throws debris around and just, you know, things, hands might appear more wonky or just big. You know, it's just a different way of doing the comic book stuff. And, you know, some guys do that where it's just like a totally different take on the comic book superhero stuff, and it works well. There's other artists like that. He's not the only one, but I like his stuff. I think because it still has that, you know, that superhero-ness to it. So I've played around and kind of added that to my repertoire. I've tried to anyway. But if you look at those sketch cards, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. Actually, a lot of them I think I did, like, you know, I put the after Bachalo thing on there just because, you know, the style was so similar to his. And just try something different. Try and get out of my Jim Lee zone. How dark do I want to go there? Dark here and fade it. Oh, and good news. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Gary Shipman on with me. Inkwell, when is the campaign ending? Excuse me. The campaign will be ending. Here, let's go over to the page and find out. I want to give you an exact answer, sir. Share screen. Bada boom. All right. So there are 41 days left. To give you a date is going to be hard unless I look at a calendar. But there are 41 days left. So more than a month. So plenty of time to keep going and hitting that goal. We're almost at the halfway point. Got a little boost yesterday, so that was cool. But yeah, and we're one away from 10 left of the early bird specials. So 11 more of those. Yeah. And then Comics Exposed. So this is the regular cover. It's just the comic. The $20 price point is not signed, but anything beyond that, all this stuff will be signed. So those are prints. This is the thank you comic signed. And then the variant covers are all signed. I think I put that in the description. Will be signed by Eric, and your name will be on the thank you page in the back. So that's that one. Oops. All right. So yeah. So anything beyond that will be signed. Simple and easy. All right. All right. Let me know if you have any more questions on that. But getting close to that halfway point, which will unlock the stickers. Hellborn, Highborn stickers. Alright, I'm gonna darken this area up. And for those of you just joining, or maybe you haven't heard about the Shadow Sentry, basically the premise is Hell has found a loophole and has found a way to give superpowers to humans. And so they've created this sort of army of darkness, kind of. And they are unleashed in our world and are wreaking havoc. And so heaven has chosen its own warriors, the Highborn, to combat this darkness. And so basically people have near-death experiences, and when they travel to the other side, heaven or hell equips them with supernatural powers and then sends them back to our world, creating superhumans, if you will. So it's like an X-Men meets the Matrix superhero book with a supernatural twist. And if fully funded, my goal and plan is to keep doing an ongoing series and just unleash a whole new wide world in the same, what's the word? The same kind of vein as the Image days, where you had just, you know, more characters, more heroes, more story arcs, and then just different books with different names and titles, and I can create a whole world. And that's what I want to do. I want to create a whole different new world to explore and to enjoy in the same, you know, with the heart of like the old school, good old days of X-Men and such. So that is the Shadow Sentry. Currently funding now on Indiegogo. Check it out. So, yes, sir. If you go on the page, you can see some of the characters on there. There's Brazen. There is Ganon, Mist, Deke, Cogent, and Glare, who make up the Shadow Sentry. And then for the Hellborn, you've got Vengeant, Hopscotch, Bloodbane, who's one of my favorites. You got Fusion, Ember, Torture, and others to be revealed. So, lots of cool characters, just different concept, different world. And the link is in the description if you want to check it out. So, I think I want to go... I don't want all the highlights on his legs. I don't think it's necessary. So, let me go back and cover some of that up. Use the 30. %, gray, and just kind of get rid of that white. White will draw your eye to it, and so you want to use it sparingly and use it intentionally to lead the viewer where you want in your image. So I can go darker on that area and then leave the outside lighter to show the highlighted area. I have this blue area. That could be like a blue reflected light. It works, but I might want to just darken it up because I feel like it's, I don't know. And the Shadow Sentry book will be 48 pages of story and art. And then we'll also have the newsletter page, an area for comments, questions, emails, and fan art. But for the first book, it will be the area for the thank you page. And then in future issues, we just, it will be the newsletter page. So kind of miss those newsletter areas in the back of the comics. where you get people writing in and sharing their thoughts, etc., etc. So I thought that'd be cool. And I did have the like a contest to name the newsletter page, which forget his name, something Fanatic. He won, and it will be called Into the Shadows. So the newsletter page will be Into the Shadows. I could tell this marker is running out. It's not really putting down a whole lot of ink or whatever. So I'm just gonna have to layer it a whole lot or just quit while I'm ahead, because I ain't getting too where with this one. Getting anywhere far with that. All right, I think it's looking pretty good on the body. So let me color this and be almost done. Stay there. All right, so I'm gonna get my blue slate, my favorite blue. Great for blending. This is part 2 of me coloring this image. So yesterday I did a stream and kind of talked about colors and, you know, how I work with the markers. And so if you want to check that out, feel free to do that. That is from yesterday. But this blue slate is great for backgrounds. It's great for, you know, adding a darker tone under a red or really any color. And then I also have a purple, which is very similar in tone, but it's just purple. That is it in here? Is this it? This is it. So this is a Blick Studio One. This is Lilac. So, but on the page, the tone is very similar. So, same darkness. You know, good for backgrounds and good for doing undercolors as well. But it's purple. So, dun, 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 dun. So let me just throw some of this down over here. Kind of, you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm probably going to want to go over this. We'll see. All right. I silence my phone. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So I might go over this only because if I'm creating this new light or putting this new light into the image, it should be affecting him as well. So I could just start adding this you know, purple hue in there, and then just kind of see how it goes. Let's go with it. We're gonna play with it. It's creating a little bit of a pinkish kind of look, but as long as it's, you know, affecting him in a little bit of a way, I think that's all that's needed. I don't have to go too crazy with it. Yeah, that kind of works. All right. Seems that they're looking for the roster for Drawn and Quartered tonight, and I will be there. Tonight on Drawn and Quartered on Mike S. Miller's channel, we're doing Darkstalkers. So I'm not super familiar with them, but I want to give it a try. We'll see how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. All right, all right. Okay, so put down the purpley. I'm gonna add some of this blue. I'll go on the top. Maybe a little bit here, and then I'll leave the under lighting more of that color. There we go. And that kind of plays nicely in with this kind of lighter red too. Kind of keeps your eye in this area. I like it. All right, so let me go dark here, lighter there. What is up, Nighthawk Warrior? How's it going, man? Welcome to the final phase of coloring Batman Beyond. I just shared it out to my Twitter. Awesome, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. So I finally got wise, and when I set up my Streamlabs and I go to stream, it automatically sends out a tweet for me. So that's helpful. Because honestly, I totally forgot my Twitter password. And so it was like, I couldn't even get this thing set up if I wanted to. And then I had to re-log in or something, and I figured out my password. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it now. So I went back and I did it. Gary would be proud. Speaking of Gary, as I mentioned before, I'm going to have Gary on tomorrow. I don't know if I said the time. I probably got sidetracked. I do that a lot, as you will notice. Tomorrow at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time, the Gary, the one, the only, the Gary Shipman will be on Eric Nindletowski's art channel, and we will talk to him, ask him questions. I'm going to make up some weird questions to ask Gary, see if we can't stump him, and then maybe even do a little drawing. We'll see. We'll see if he has, if he's willing to do that. I'll give him some stuff to draw on the fly, and we'll see. We'll grade him. We'll see how well he does. How's that sound? So it should be fun. Be there. Check it out tomorrow, 11:30, and he will be my first ever guest. So hopefully, the first of many. But Gary has had me on his channel twice already, so I got to even it out a bit. So I'm excited for that. So be here. All right. What do you guys think? I think I'm done. Did I miss anything? Is there anything I could fix? Is there anything I could do better? If you want, I will do... There's a weird line I just noticed. That line right there. What is that? I guess I was drawing the outer wing of the plane and the hanging out through the white. I don't know. But, yeah. Gary Shipman is here. What's up, Gary? Thank you, sir. Just telling people about you. You're going to be on my stream tomorrow. I'm so excited and flattered you'd want to even come visit me on my stream, Gary. I'm excited. All right, so I was going to say, though, if you guys want, I could do the colored pencil effect and show you how to do the glow over your traditional colored marker piece. I can do that. But I'm looking at Mr. Batman's face, and I want to do this a little darker. A little darker. But what's up, Gary? How are you doing? How is you and your family? Are you guys in quarantine as well? I imagine everybody is at this point. But how's it treating you, sir? Go a little darker. I think that I like that little darker on the face there. And then maybe his nose, make that pop back a little bit. I'm gonna go in here and blend it. Again, with my pen that's not working too well. All right. Oh, and then I want to darken this area. Dun, 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 dun. We are good. Good to hear, Gary. Batman Beyond is Terry McGinnis. Yes, he is. All right, let's darken that up. And I'll leave it alone. There's that point where you just have to stop. You know what I mean? And let me, hold on. I do want to, I see some white that I want to color. Which one is this? This is my light Carillion blue. Is that the one I want? Yes, that's the one I want. So I'm going to kind of color those highlights a little bit. All right. I have my white colored pencil. I keep this one handy. I usually take this to conventions because if I do traditional color, I tend to use the white a lot for popping out highlights and stuff. So I'm going to clean the tip. Sometimes when you're coloring over other colors or pencil or whatever, the tip gets a little discolored. So I'm going to make sure that it's clean. So get my scratch paper. Here's that swatch I was telling you guys about yesterday. I test out colors before I put them down, just see how they look on the paper, because you can't always go by the look of the color on the actual marker. So I'm gonna try and color, or excuse me, I shouldn't do that over there. I'm gonna just make sure there's nothing hanging out, no other color hanging out on my white. I want it to be white. So I'm gonna do that, just clean it. All right, and now to add a bit of like highlights, what we do is very simple. So let's say right here where this light is coming out, I'm gonna color over the black, and it works really good when you're coloring over dark colors. So, and it's gonna add like a little bit of a glow. And depending on how much you want to use, you can go big, or you could just add little tiny glow effects over the dark area. So it's not like super like bam, but it gives you a little bit of a glow effect. I can color over this ink here. Excuse me. Kind of fade that out a little bit so it's not so dark. And then color over the inks here, lighten that up. Fade that black. I can tell my pen is getting dirty. Pencil. Clean that off a little and then go back in and kind of just fade some of this area out. All right, and you could do it wherever you like. And I think that's good. If I wanted, depending on where the light is shining on him, I'll just fade this out a little bit. And it also has like a little bit of a blurring effect. But all right, so now what I could do though also, and I'm gonna fix this because I see this sticking out at me. Clean that up a little bit. All right, I can grab my colored pencils and I can find the same blue. So I have these old school Prismacolor colored pencils. So I'm gonna find if I can find it, the same color blue. This is light Carillion blue. Wow, look at that, first shot, I found it. All right, cool. So this blue, I'm gonna make sure the tip is good. It's the same color blue I used on these lines here. So what I can do is to give them a glow, just go on the outside, keep it uniform, you know, over the black areas, and then just color over the black line. And I've just given it a cool little glow. And the nice thing is if you mess up, it's pencil, you can erase it. All right, so using the colored pencil just gives it a little bit of a different effect. You know, again, it's not digital, so you can't get all the different crazy effects and the glows and stuff, but you can kind of fake it with the colored pencil and just add a little different dynamic to your illustration. What's going on in the chat? Boom, 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 boom. The original Batman Bruce Wayne only wore the suit in the beginning of the plot, then retired. In the animated series. Yes. It's not an alternate future, it's actually the main future. Yeah. Eric, did you get my fan art in the mail yet? I did not. How are you, Gary? Asks Nighthawk Warrior. Gary said he was good already, I believe. But Gary, if you'd like to respond again, Nighthawk Warrior wants to know. How is Gary doing? Gary, are you going to be doing any streaming today? Can we catch you on the YouTubes perhaps today? If he's even still here. Maybe he disappeared. All right, so now I can go over this area with my blue. Add a little glow there too, and blend it with my finger if I want to. And then maybe there's a lot of black down here. I could blend this in with my colored pencil. Again, to show that the light is over the dark area. And kind of give it a little... Holy mackerel. What was that? My computer just blurted out something to me. I don't even know what the heck that was. I think it was Dropbox. What do you want, Dropbox? Your Dropbox is almost full. Yeah, I know. It's always almost full. Fool? Leave me alone, fool. Alright. I don't know what that was. That was funny. Eric, today is the voting for Titan fan art contest. Yeah. I wish I put a piece in for the voting. I want to be in the deluxe edition of the Titan book. Alright, and then see this area down here. This light is shooting through, and so guess what? I'm going to color over this and kind of blur it and send it way to the background. So there you have it, folks. I hope you see what you can do with the colored pencil. And you can do this as much as you want, as little as you want, or not at all. Totally up to you. You know, if I wanted to create some different effects, I can do that. I can add some white up here for this ship and show that he's shooting out the lights. I can do that. And, you know, so you can do rays of light, kind of blast it out there. So just little, you know, cool things like that. So, and that is all. Now, if I wanted to, see this blend isn't really blending wonderful. So if I wanted to, I can get my red colored pencil and I could blend that more or blend it better. So why don't we try that? How is my streaming later? Awesome. Wait a minute. You said yes, I will be streaming later? As a question. Was that a question? You got a new sub at Eric Notowski Art? You got a subscription from someone. Did I? Let me see. Is it going to tell me? Huh. If you say I did, I believe you. It's not coming up on my thing here. But sure. I believe you guys. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing, whoever subscribed. Is it telling me on the screen here? I don't see it. But I trust you guys. It tells me on my little mini feed I got if I get subscribers, but I don't see it there either. But cool. Was it someone like the President of the United States? Is it like super awesome, or just want to make sure I'm not missing this awesomeness you guys are talking about? All right. So let me find a red. Or maybe it's Jim Lee. Jim Lee subscribed. It's probably someone much cooler. Like just a dude who knows another dude who likes my art. And that's cool too. Thank you for subscribing, dude. Alright, so this is magenta. This is going to be kind of more pink. I don't want pink, I want red. But I have a feeling my red is the size of my pinky because I use it a lot. Is this him? This is magenta too, it looks like. So that's not him. Here's a red. This is Scarlet Lake. Let's test it out. So I want to blend these two colors. Is it going to work? I think it might. That might be pretty good. Let's give it a shot. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Totally blends it out for me. Gonna go over it again. Lightly blend it. Just kind of blend it here. Just kind of get rid of that thick marker overlapping blend there. Look at that. And the only difference really is that you get that kind of glossy, waxy look in the light, but you only see in the light, so it might not even really show up. But look at that. Look at that nice blend we created. I have 332 subs. Woohoo! Yes. Gary Shipman Artist Pro said yes, folks. He will be streaming later. Ain't no question about it. I will be there. What time you doing it, Gary? What time? I want to be there. I want to hang out. I want to listen to your cool music. And I want to hear Jarvis talking to me. Good times. All right. So we are pretty much finished up here, folks. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's looking good. I'll give it one more look over. Maybe I could do a little, I don't know, extra little glowy red areas. But I think that's it, man. Oh, you know what? All right, I just remembered. I wanted to do the whiteout on his outfit. Let's do that, and then we'll call it a day. So this, again, was the, sorry, brain fart. I was reading comments. So how is Shadow Century? I'll tell you in a minute. This is the digital colored version that I did in Photoshop. And as you can see, some of these areas I picked out with, I did it in Photoshop, just kind of like erase the black or something. Here, let me get closer. So you see all those little lines I kind of added on the armor there. I will do that with my whiteout pen. Probably not as much, but just so you can kind of see those little details. All right, so let's go in with the whiteout pen. Now, gotta be very careful because we're working with whiteout. You can't exactly erase whiteout, so we gotta be really good with our lines. So I'm gonna grab this, make sure it's working well. And then I'm gonna go in, create these extra little ornamental, cool designs on his armor. How about that? So Do it up, man. Do it up. All right. Don't want to do any. Yeah, there's a lot of black there. Let me. Bada boom. All right. Where else? Where else? Let's do his legs here. So I have the lines here for this, but to pop them out, I'm gonna go like a this and a that, and then it pops it out a lot more. It's like adding a little highlight on the armor. All right, how about his knee? Let's do something cool on his knee. Shabam, shaboom, shaboozy. And then another one. Shabam, shaboom, shaboozy. All right, what else we got? What else we got? I did little things down here below his belt, but they're colored red. I'd rather them be colored red, so I'm not going to do them white. But I will come over here. I got like a... do something cool there. So now, he's like more armored. It looks pretty sweet. Boom! I like it. And anything else? Anything else? How about down here? Something like that. Just a little bit. And then do the same thing I did over here on this hand. And then I'm done. All right. And how about over here? And his neck, maybe his neck? I don't know. A little bit there. I did a little something here. I like it. I'll do it there. And voila. There we go. And a little... bow, bow, bow. And that I am going to color red because I kind of did something over here. Let me do this here. Kind of little red dots popping out of his armor there. All right, what's going on in the chat? Dun, dun, dun. So Eric, why do you have a print that has red eyes, but original is still white? Leave his eyes white to be more like the animated series, or more of the comics with red eyes. What's your thoughts? So I think when I colored this, I wanted to keep that red color scheme, kind of like, you know, just two colors, blue and red. And so I don't think I went back and looked at the animated series to, you know, tell myself, hey, his eyes are white. But either way, I think it works. But on this one, I wanted to stay true to the animated series, so I kept them white. So that were my thoughts there on that one. So, yeah. And, you know, I kind of played around. The animated series doesn't have all these little red stuff. I think the comic may have been more like that. So, yeah. But just kind of having fun. Just doing my own thing, really. That's the fun part of creating. And then, let me do... hold on. Let me do... that. And let me color those little dots red. And then I'll be done. Dun, dun, dun. The only thing with the whiteout, the marker color doesn't exactly stay on it perfectly. So, yeah, that works. That's not too bad. Some of the colors just like wash over it. You can't even really see them. Is that dry? And just kind of pick out some little things. That's pretty dark, but that's what I was thinking. All right, but back to your question about Shadow Sentry. Wonderful place to end. The campaign is going well. Let's pop over there real quick. Give you a nice little zoom in real quick. There you go. Bring it up a little bit. There you go. A little darker. So that's what I did. Cool, cool. Hope you dig it. All right, so let's check out the campaign. Let me screen share. Bada boop. So 4,785. So getting closer to the halfway point, 5,000 of our $10,000 goal. It is a fixed goal, so let's get there. I will be doing some streams coming up to promote. I'll be on Drawn and Quartered tonight. But we have 72 backers, and we still have 41 days left. So we are almost halfway there. So let's see if we can break that halfway point before we get halfway there. And two, with everything being as crazy as it is in the world, I want to hurry up and get to the goal while there's still sanity left in this world. All right, come over here. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be checking out Gary Shipman's stream in a bit, although he didn't tell me when it would be on, so I could check it out. But the plan for my day, you know, I'm trying to get my taxes done. Since I have all this time at home, I want to get my taxes done, and then it means I get a tax refund in and have some extra money on hand, because I'm not doing WonderCon in March. And let's see, March, April. Oh, no, WonderCon was in April. I didn't have any conventions scheduled for this month. So as far as funds coming in, they're going to be, tight. So I want to do some taxes, get on that so I can get some money in. I am taking commissions in the meantime to supplement my income and my wife's. Yeah, so, but beyond that, just hanging out at home. It's raining outside, so I can't really get outside, but that is our plan. So anyway, guys, I will be on Drawn and Quartered tonight on Mike S. Miller's channel, Blacklist Universe. I think it's still on that channel. I forget. But please subscribe and like. If you enjoyed this little tutorial on marker colors and such, please subscribe. Get notified when I stream again. I try to do it kind of daily, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. So check it out. And earlier in the stream, I gave you some recommendations for some comics like Captain America, Marvel Knights, number 21 by Chris Bachalo. But we did an artist spotlight today on Chris Bachalo, and I also recommended to you, sorry, it's out of my reach, The Amazing Spider-Man, 555 to 557. Chris Bachalo did that too. Got some cool characters, a new villain, and kicking butt with some Wolverine. So ain't nothing wrong with that. And then of course, last but not least, where'd I put it? Dun, 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 dun. Steampunk was a very cool series. 12-issue series. They have the collected editions. So those are my recommendations for this week. And yeah. So don't know if comic shops are still open, but hey, you could always check them out online if you like. But yeah. That will end our stream for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I will see y'all tomorrow. And Gary says he'll be streaming later. So stay tuned, guys. He will be on later. And I will have Gary on tomorrow at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. Looking forward to that, Gary. Thank you so much for being willing to be on with me. It'll be a fun time. So I will see you tomorrow, Gary. And hopefully see you guys as well. Thank you. Have a good day. And